G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, today I've got the Radiolink RC4GS transmitter from Radiolink, so I'd like to thank them for sending it out for review today. Now this is the V2 guys, and I believe this is an updated version of the original 4GS Radiolink controller. Now I haven't used the RC4GS before, this is going to be my first time, but I'm sure it's going to be a great controller. I do, however, have a bit of experience with Radiolink controllers before, and I use this RC4GS, and this has been a fantastic controller, guys. As you can see, I have it set up on one of my models there, LC Racing. I've used this on a couple of my different RCs, and it has worked fantastic. Absolutely no range loss, very sensitive controls, very responsive, and you got a whole heap of sub menus in here. The only difference I think between the RC4GS and the RC4GS is that the 6GS has two extra three-way switches right here. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll leave a link to Radiolink's listing of this 6GS model, and if you want to check that out, you can pick up one of those for yourself. If you want a 6-channel remote, this also comes with a gyro receiver. So anyway guys, onto the RC4GS remote, because this is what this video is all about. As you can see, it's a 4-channel programmable dual mix control remote. It has 400 meters of ground distance, much similar to the specs of the 6GS. Gyro integrated and high voltage servo supported. Customizable gyro sensitivity, so you can adjust how sensitive you want the gyro via the receiver. Maybe you've got a drift car or something like that. And FS self settings. Okay, and on the sides here, it doesn't really say much else except on this side. It's got a FHSS 76 channel frequency. Okay, it's also got real-time model battery voltage telemetry, which is awesome, via the receiver there. And this is capable with 2S and 4S lipos, guys. Or you can take, or you can install 6 AA batteries. I suggest you go with the lipo option. That way you're not just changing out batteries all the time. They're going to last you a lot longer anyway, and even give you a better boost in transmission because of the power from the lipo. You got reverse polarity connection protection. Okay, so just in case you plug in the lipo the wrong way accidentally, because this does run off a red JST plug, you got protection for that, so you don't fry anything in the remote itself. We've got lower than 90 mA operating current, customizable voltage alarm, language self-setting, USB online upgrade, so this is great. It's got a USB port there for any upgrades for firmware. Okay, a few other little bits of information there. So let's open this up, guys, and let's have a closer look at the RC4GS version 2 transmitter from Radiolink. Okay guys, I've got all the contents out of the box here. So first off, we have the user manual. Now it's in both languages, Chinese and English. Okay, so this is like a leaflet. It's like a fold out manual here. So it shows you everything you need to know, guys. Very good user manual here. Okay, shows you all the different steps and functions. The telemetry screen. You can see you got your different voltages there. And here are all the sub menus there, guys. So if you like, you can pause the video. And a bit of information about the receiver as well. So pretty good user manual here. Tells you how to set up the gyro sensitivity and gyro option on the actual receiver when you bind it to the car. So very simple to do anyway. I'll show you guys in a minute. Also got, I just noticed we got some Radiolink stickers here. That's a nice touch from them. Got some of their transmitters as well, some of their planes. But that's a nice touch. You get 2 sticker sheets, so you can even put them on your remote or on your RC vehicles if you're using a Radiolink controller to pair up with it. And here's the Radiolink RC4GS. This is, it looks like a version 3 series receiver with a gyro built inside, guys. Okay, so 2.4 gigahertz. Okay, we've got 4.8 to 10 volt voltage there that it can handle, and obviously you got your 6 channels just there. Okay, there it is there, guys. It looks very similar to another brand of receiver that I'm used to from a different company, but yeah. So yeah, it's good that it's in a little casing here. I believe the 6GS didn't have this casing. It was just a bare sort of receiver without this plastic shell. So this is going to be a little bit better when it comes to being splash proof. Won't be waterproof as water can get inside there, but a little bit of added protection there, you know, on your RC vehicle when you're running through puddles and so forth. Okay, so here's the 4GS controller, guys. Very similar in design to the 6GS. It's got the same LCD screen there, okay, with your, where you could go through your menus. You have to press these both down to get into them. I'll show you in a second. I'll put a battery in it. Here is your VR dial, or it's your gyro sensitivity dial, okay? So you turn it to the right, so you turn it all the way clockwise. That'll be the full sensitivity of the gyro, and you can wind it down to have absolutely no gyro input at all. The car will just run like a normal RC car does. Got one SWA switch here. We have your steering trimmer there, okay? Here is your throttle trimmer, TH, okay? And on this side we have the auxiliary trimmer here, okay, or auxiliary switch. On the side here, on the actual handle, we've got SWD, okay, a switch there. And on this side, we have the on and off switch. It's a slider. I believe this DSC jack here looks like a 3.5mm jack. This is to hook it up to your computer, guys. If you're running simulation games, maybe you're running a RC car game, a simulator on your PC or laptop. If you had the correct cable to hook up to your PC, you'll be able to run the this remote, this Radiolink remote, on your games there. Here's the USB port. I believe this one is for firmware updates, like it said on the box. So let me just take that off. There we go. And you got your micro USB port just there. So that would definitely come in handy with any software updates Radiolink put up on their website. Okay, so there might even be more sub-menus in the future or something like that. We've got a lanyard loop on this one. The 6GS didn't have that, so that's a nice little touch. And on this side we have a nice foam wheel here. Controls steering. It's got a good spring tension on it. It flicks back perfectly, much like the 6GS here. Very similar wheel, except it's a different color. This one's got this copper orange tone to it, which looks really good. And look at both remotes, guys. They look very similar in size. Very similar in size indeed. So if I put this one head to head, pretty much identical. This one looks like, the 6GS looks like it's got a slightly thicker main handle here, that's all. Anyway, on the bottom here, we've got the battery tray, of course. Now this takes 6 AA batteries, like mentioned on the box, or you could use a LiPo, guys. This tray does pull out. It's in there rather tight, actually. So I might need a leverage from a screwdriver, but I'll pop that off now and I'll show you. I'll put a LiPo in it. I've got a fresh 2S LiPo in storage rate. I haven't used this before, but you can use JST LiPos here from 2S. This is a 2S, 7.4 volt, or up to 4S on this remote. Okay, guys, once you take the battery tray out, you'll see the little JST port. Okay, the actual 6 AA battery one has one as well, the battery tray. Okay, so it does show you the polarity to put it in, so make sure you put it in the right way. And as you can see, this LiPo fits perfectly. Now what I might do is put a bit of foam here just to stop it moving around, or a bit of even bubble wrap or something that you get in your packaging. okay, and fits in there well. Okay, so here it is here. Let's turn it on. You can see straight away I've got 7.7 volts of power in that 2S, which is a brand new fresh LiPo, never been used before, and it's in storage rate. Alright, so let's have a look at the menus, guys. I just turned the flash off my phone so we can see the LCD screen a lot better. Now it says press both, so you got to, just like the 6GS or any other Radiolink controller, you hold them in and you get all your sub menus here, guys. So we've got language, you can change that, which I do not want to do. Okay, and then you can scroll with these two buttons up and down. So this Radiolink controller can take up to 10 different models, guys. So whether you want to put them, you know, maybe you got 10 different RC cars, you can use this on boats as well. So you might want to put a couple, you know, of these models hooked up to your boats. As you can see, there's 10 there. Okay, and we can go down again. We've got our EPA, which is your endpoint adjustment for your steering and your throttle. So what that means is basically your throw on your trigger. So you can adjust that accordingly. All right, and your steering, of course. You got your steering expo here. Steering expo adjustment. You can adjust that as well. Go further down, steering speed. So this is like a dual rate basically. You can adjust them to your liking. So you enter, go back. Okay, so if you're turning, it's like turning the dual rate down or turning it up for maximum steering lock. Okay, we'll get out of that one. Now here's for the throttle. So you got your throttle expo, same sort of deal. You got your forward and your braking expos as well. So if we can go down here, there might be a few more. No, there's 4 of them there. Throttle speed, so like a high and low speed, I'd guess. Let's see if I turn that on. Enter. Speed 1. So I'm guessing that's going to be like a dual rate throttle. You know, whether you want it on high or low, or just leave it as it is. So there you go, you got your low and your high. Okay, you can read up on these. I've got to read up on these myself, guys, but that's my understanding of it. Oh, I got out of there. Go back in there. We have ABS. Now this would be to do with your braking and how hard your braking is. I'm definitely not going to touch these unless I research about it, but yeah, guys, there's a few options there as well. Okay, acceleration, forward and braking percentages there. We got idle up. I would say this one would probably be best suited towards nitros because they idle because you've got a carbureted motor. Okay, I don't want to touch them. Sub trimmers for your steering and throttle. Got your reverse. So that would be, I've used this before actually. That is to reverse your steering and your throttle. So for example, if you hook up the receiver, maybe your motor wires are the other way around, you know, and when you trigger forwards, okay, the car might go in reverse. Okay, so instead of sorting that out on your car, you can do it from the transmitter. Same if you're turning right or left. That happened to me before. You can adjust it here, so you can have it normal or reverse. So I'll click into that, and as you can see, reverse or normal. Okay, and you've got channel 3 and channel 4. You can reverse those or set them to normal as well. So a lot of options on this remote, guys, much like the 6GS. It's very much the same same principle. Looks like another dual rate, steering rate and throttle rate. So there's a lot to learn on this. ATO, I'm not too sure what these ones are. PMix, PMix2, auxiliary channels. That is for your, the VR is for your gyro. Okay, VR. Okay. So yeah, let's scroll through these. So you can set it to whatever channel 3. I'll leave it on VR, guys. I don't want to mix this up. We've got our names, so you can name your models. As you can see, model 4, you can name it what you want. So you just go through and type in what you want to, like I did on the other one. Typed in LC Racing. Alarm, we can set the beeper, I guess. It's going to have an alarm built in, so you can set that to what voltage you want. Okay, we've got temperature, receiver, 4 volts. Got RPM here. So there's a lot to learn, guys. There's I'd like to turn the RSSI on if possible. Leave it at 99. And we've got the gyro. Lastly, we've got the gyro. You can have it on or off. So let's go into that. Off. Back on. Okay. So there's a lot to learn, guys, on this. And you've, like I said, you got 20. Oh, it's got 23. You can reset everything too. I don't know what the FS stands for. It's another steering throttle arrangement there, fine tuning. So I'll leave that as is. But if you do any mistakes, guys, you can click the reset and there you go. All right. So there you have it, guys. That's the main outlay of all the sub menus there. Sorry, I don't know all of them. You know, you've got to do a bit of research on every single sub menu there. But for most people, you know, like myself in the hobby, you only need a few of them. Mainly your dual rates, maybe your reverse switches for the steering and throttle, turn your gyro on and off, and maybe adjust the curve of your throttle with your expos and so forth. All right. So what I'll do, guys, I'm going to put that receiver in one of my truggies here. Okay, ZD truggy. I use this one to drift around, have a bit of fun with this one, and this currently does not have a receiver in it. I took the other Radiolink receiver out of it actually to put in another car. So what I'll do, I'll put this R6FG receiver in it, and I'll try to show you how the gyro works, okay, as well as the operation of the vehicle itself. Okay, guys, like I mentioned before, when I was going through the sub menus a second ago, as far as the reversing switches, now when I just plugged in this receiver from Radiolink in this particular car, and it's the total opposite, guys. So the throttle is going reverse. Okay, so if I go in reverse, going forwards, okay, we don't want that, as well as the left and right. Okay, so let me just show you. I'll put it on the down there. So, you know, going left, going right, it's the opposite. See that? Left, right. So that's very simple fix, guys. I'm going to do that right now. On this sub menu here, we're going to go to enter. We're going to go to reverse. We're going to save that. We're going to go down, throttle, same thing. Reverse, save that. Should all be good now. Okay, so let's try that. Right, left. See? Very simple adjustments, forward and back. Okay? So sometimes you're going to get that when you've put certain receivers in certain RC cars. You're going to get a reverse in the controls, but as you can see, very responsive. Just touching it. Great controls out of this transmitter. Okay, so I'll set up the gyro now and I'll show you how that works. Okay guys, now to set up the gyro, what you want to do is just turn on the car, and here I'm just going to use a body clip. I'm going to press that 3 times. 1, 2, 3. See the red light now instead of green? Now see that flashing? Now what I'm going to do is get the Radiolink controller and turn that on, and now we got gyro, guys. So make sure you, when you're doing the 3 button press, do not have your transmitter on yet. I mean, you probably could, but I just like to do it without. But as you can see, it's best to lay this flat too. You have to lay this flat too, okay guys? Forgot to mention that. Okay, see how it's staying still? And when you go around a corner, once your receiver's secure like that, you see the gyro working. Pretty cool, huh? This comes in really handy for drifting. Okay, and then we can bring that dial down. Less of a gyro, less correction in the steering, and now I've turned it off via that dial, and it's like a normal RC car. Okay, so try to get that in frame. Whoop. So as I bring the dial up, okay, that's about a third of the way. You can hear the servo working, and that is the maximum gyro setting. Alright guys, well anyway, I'll wrap that up guys. Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully I've covered pretty much everything you need to know of the Radiolink controller. This is the RC4GS, and I'll definitely be putting the links to Radiolink where you could buy one of these, and also the 6GS remote as well guys. So thanks very much for watching. I'll make a follow-up video soon guys. I plan to put this receiver in one of my larger trucks, and I'll set it up with an FPV system, and we'll see if we can get that 400 meters worth of range. Okay, also before I forget to mention, talking about FPV, up the top here we have a phone mount. Okay, just here, let's see if I can get this out. There we go. So this has got a thread in there guys, so you can screw in a mount for your GoPro or your phone or FPV screen. So that's what I'll be doing guys. I'll be putting a mount on this one, and definitely do a distance test on this one soon. Alright, I'm going to use one of my larger 110 scale brushless trucks. I'll hit up an open field and we'll test out the range of the Radiolink RC4GS. Thanks very much for watching guys. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, happy RCing. Bye for now.